Okay guys, hi everyone. I am trying something different for my presentation this week. I decided to do a slideshow, but I could not figure out how to record it on my computer, so we're just gonna have to do with it this way. After reading the articles on how to divorce-proof a marriage, I found that each article offered valuable insight. But the one that stood out to me the most was John Gottman's article, 6 Things That Predict Divorce. Gottman's work has decades of research to be based on, and I like that his advice is both practical and evidence-based. He doesn't talk about love in general terms, and he identifies specific behaviors that either strengthen or weaken a marriage. What is specifically powerful about this is that it shows how even spiritual principles like love, grace, and humility can be lived out through daily habits. So in this article, there were a few things that I found kind of interesting. This is the 6 Things That Predict Divorce by the Gottman Institute, and the 4 Horsemen was what I found interesting on this part. So he warns against the 4 horsemen, and they are criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. He says that these are toxic communication patterns that erode trust and intimacy. To replace these would prevent long-term damage, and what you can replace them with is gentleness, empathy, and active listening. So another thing that he talked about was culture of appreciation, expressing gratitude and affection daily. This helps couples focus on what is good about their partner instead of what they have lacking, and using your words to build each other up and give grace to those who hear. And then Ephesians 4:29, let no corrupt talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up and fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. And that is ESV. So now moving on to the Psychology Today article, 5 ways to make your marriage divorce-proof. So I like 2 things from this. One was intentional communication and keeping the romance alive. So in the intentional communication portion, openly talking about your needs and expectations before resentment builds, and many relationships fall apart from unspoken frustration. I thought that that was very important. Even in my marriage, it's important to talk about things and your expectations, so that way no one is disappointed or builds frustration or resentment. So in keeping the romance alive, small consistent gestures, making time for each other, this renews emotional closeness. And then a Bible verse that I thought was important for this one was Song of Solomon. The couple delights in one another and keeps their love active and intentional. And then I have Psalm of Solomon 2:16. My beloved is mine, and I am his. He grazes among the lilies. So now moving on to focus on the family, the divorce-proof marriage. Selflessness and service, put your spouse's needs before your own. Philippians 2:3-4. That is, do nothing out of selfish ambition, but in humility consider others better than yourselves. So spiritual unity was very important. Praying and pursuing God together, I think that that's very important, especially from this verse, Ecclesiastes 4:12, which is a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. I thought that that was kind of profound in the way that, if you keep God in the center of your marriage, it's not easily broken, And then moving on to the next one, How to Divorce-Proof Your Marriage by Rod McClavin. First step is humility, recognizing the sin and selfishness we bring into marriage. Like Adam and Eve, our natural tendency is to blame, hide, and control. These harm the relationship. When we approach marriage with repentance and grace, it creates a space for healing. 2 of the practical skills I liked were reaffirming commitment regularly and building long-term friendship through the shared rituals, saying, I am committed to you even during conflict. This echoes the covenant love described in Mark 10:19. What God has joined together, let no man separate. So in conclusion, I believe that Gottman's research shows the best and most practical roadmap to avoiding divorce, while McClave and the focus on the family add the necessary spiritual depth. Combining scientific understanding and biblical wisdom shows that marriage isn't just about finding the right person, it's about becoming the right person through humility, grace, and commitment. Thank you.